Hey, good morning to all you beautiful people. Happy Monday morning. It is February the 8th, 2021. It's another day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Simone, the student teacher. I help leaders and educators tell their story unapologetically through written and verbal communication. According to Jeremiah 29, if I say I'll never mention the Lord or speak in his name, his words burn in my heart like a fire. I'm trying to hold it in. I just can't do it. And so I want to say good morning to all you beautiful people. This will be a very, very quick live this morning because I have to jump off and start working. But I will be back later on to expand on these things. So I want to say good morning to all you beautiful people. For those of you who didn't know that we have the Pretty Hill shirts in red. So if you didn't know, you can go check out prettyhill.com for that. Hansley Hole hoodies, t-shirts, they're all there. You can definitely get you something for the weekend, for the Valentine's Day that's coming up, to gift it, to sew it into a friend, or to a loved one, or your spouse, or your husband, or your wife. And so this morning I knew I wanted to get, I was up at like 7:03 and I knew I wanted to come on live, but it took me a while to get going, and so I don't have much time. So I'll come back and I'll do the other part of this. But in my very first book, we used to come on and pray for the academic system. We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna do it on Clubhouse though. But this is the manual, the action guide. So I couldn't find a regular book today, but I felt like the Lord was telling me to look at devotional 28. And a lot of times I always tell you guys, when you guys come on and see me, only person I'm looking at is myself. I'm a reflection of me, right? This is a reflection of Simone. So the first ears that always hear this is me. So I have to make sure I'm applying this to my own life first, and then I can share it with you guys. So when I looked at it, I was like, oh, wow, okay. So day 28, and this is the New Living Translation. It says, this is Proverbs 18:2. Fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. Fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. And I think it's maybe in Proverbs or Psalm that it talks about, and all you're getting get understanding. Sometimes when you don't understand why people are doing what they're doing, why they're moving the way they're moving, why they think the way they think, why they believe what they believe, that we come up with our own opinions and we come up with our own judgments and we come up with our own assumptions without really understanding why people are doing what they're doing. And so the devotional here is talking about from an educational standpoint, but I believe you can apply this from an academic standpoint, a professional standpoint, a spiritual standpoint, an emotional standpoint. You can apply this to all areas of your life. So as an educator or parent, be open to what your children have to say. And again, this can go to any arena that you're in. If you are an employer, be open to what your employees have to say. I don't necessarily agree that the customer is always right, because sometimes customers are wrong. Sometimes customers are rude. Sometimes customers are manipulative. Sometimes customers trying to get over. So I don't always believe that customers are always right. But I think when you start listening and getting feedback, it kind of gauges where you are in terms of your businesses or your services that you have to offer. I believe that there should not always be just one right to do something in the classroom or in your home. Now, I believe in moral standards. I believe in biblical standards, right? I believe that there is good and I believe there is evil. I believe that there is sadness. I believe there's happiness, there is joy, right? But of course, we keep protocol, we keep order. There are certain standards that you have set. There's certain protocols and principles that you have put in place. And one thing I know about principles work for anybody who will work them. It doesn't matter if you are what people consider a good person or if you consider what people consider a bad person. Principles work for anybody. If you do them, you're going to get the results, right? So be open to taking suggestions, because sometimes people can give you a different way to do something that will alleviate a whole lot of pain, that would eliminate a whole bunch of stress, that it could be a better way to do it. It could get you somewhere faster. It can give you better results. And so I would say be open to those things. Now, obviously, if it goes against your moral or your biblical beliefs, then I'm not saying try that. I'm not saying that you be open to all that, because some people come to you with some real weird and different ideas, and you're like, nah, I don't think so, right? But don't be so quick to shut other people down because you don't understand, or we don't understand where they're coming from. We don't understand why they're doing it. And when you don't understand something, just ask somebody like, well, I'm not real sure about it. Can you explain that to me? And I've said this many, many times. I have a lot of smart, highly intellectual, educated friends, and when they start using that jargon, a lot of that high level administrative jargon that I don't know, I have to ask questions. Like, because can you explain that to me? So get understanding in everything that you get. Don't be so quick to only air your own opinions. The Bible says there is safety in the multitude of counselors. There is safety in the multitude of counselors. I also know there can be confusion in the multitude of counselors, depending on which counselors you're going to, depending on who you're listening to. You could, one person gonna be having one opinion, one person can have another opinion, and you become all woo woo woo. So, make sure that you get understanding everything that you get. I don't have time to talk about the writing challenge, but if some of you saw, we're doing a writing challenge again, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I did it last May for the first time. We did it again in October, and now we're coming back in March to do it. And essentially, it takes you from the beginning of your writing process. If you want to write a book, you want to publish something, you want to get your story out or your message out, all the way to post publishing, right? We start with the emotions of writing. The first time I did it, it was 5 days. It was 5 days. We had a bonus class that 5 days, and then we had a bonus master class that Sunday night. So it's essentially like strong days. I'm not doing that as much. I'm not doing the entire 6 days like I did before. And that was a class, like it would never be another class like that. And so we did it 3 days in October, and then we're doing another 3 days this year. And so I won't cover every single thing from publishing to writing and all that, but the things that I share, I promise you it's going to be beneficial to you. For those of you who sign up and do the work, you're guaranteed to walk away with at least 5 pages of your stuff written if you are disciplined enough to actually do it. We have many stories of people who were part of these challenges who have now already published their books, who are now already, best-selling authors. And so it's just not a writing challenge, a writing class where you'll come in and you leave out with just hype. No, if you do the work, you'll leave out with results. You'll leave out ready to go and be motivated and encouraged to complete the writing or to unmute yourself to even tell your story. Another thing I want to share with you guys really quick, if you didn't catch the live on Friday night, it was supposed to be a totally different event Friday night, but the way I see my alarm says it's time to go. The way when you listen to the Lord and allow him to move you, sometimes you can move ahead of him. You can do your own thing, but I love him because he will reel you back in. And so what happened on Friday night was something totally different than what was supposed to happen, but it was exactly what was supposed to happen. And those women shared their heart and souls. Some people said people bare their soul. They really did. And a lot of them for the first time sharing things publicly. And so I'm always forever and grateful and thankful that people feel comfortable enough to share their story on anything that I'm doing for the very first time. And so if you have not seen it, I encourage you to go back and watch the live one. 2, I'm doing another event. It's going to be a short, well, I won't short, but I'm going to do another live. So we're calling for speakers for those of you who want to share your story. I made a post about this again probably like a week ago. I was having a conversation with my best friend. My tears are tired. The bounce back after the setback. So for those of you who want to be a part of that virtual summit, I will post a link where you can submit your proposal. My tears are tired. The bounce back after the setback. It'll be an ebook project, and it'll be a virtual summit opportunity. You can either choose to just do the ebook only, or you can be a part of the summit only, or you could do both. So you could be a part of the summit or the ebook or both. And that's going to be Tuesday, April the 6th, I believe. So this is going to be a Tuesday night that we do it. And I can give you all the details about that later. So if you're still interested in the challenge, closes February 28th, so you still have a week or two to kind of decide, do I want to be a part of this challenge? Because what happens when you get into an environment where other people are motivated and fired up and really ready to target the same goal that you want to target, it does something for you. The reason why I was able to publish 8 books in about 10 months, because I was in a community of writers and authors who kept publishing. And that's all we saw every day. People were publishing, people were getting testimonies, people were getting reviews, people were becoming books, bestsellers. That motivates you when you around the environment. I shared a post last night. Some people rather for you to post about death and the pandemic and about demise, and instead of posting about testimonies and the great things that are happening. The more you see people post good things, the more you see the happy things, the more you see the joyful things, the more you hear about the testimonies of people, that encourages you to say, you know what, I can share mine, or I don't have to be in this situation, or I can do it too. I can assure you that if anything I've been able to accomplish this year, the year before, when I started all of this in 2017, surely you can do it. I will leave you with this because I really have to go. I will leave you with this. Everybody, and I think most of you know this who will probably watch this live or the replay, and hey to all of you beautiful people, everybody does not get access to the various chapters of your story. Some people don't get the access to every part of your story. Some people may have been in the introduction of your story. Some people may come in at chapter 6 of your story. Some people may come in at chapter 12 of your story, but some people do not get access from the beginning to the end of your story. So we have to be careful who we're giving access to our lives, to our stories, to the things that we're doing, because they can very well take that stuff, use it against you. They can very well take that stuff and be manipulative with it. So make sure you are guarding the access that you give people. Make sure you're guarding the information that you're giving people. Make sure that you are asking the Lord, who should you be linking up with, who you should be, consulting, who you should allow to speak into your life. And then what opinions should you be sharing and making sure that we have understanding of everything we do. So I encourage you guys, adopt a school in your area. I know a lot of them are still virtual. We'll still adopt a school in your area. Pray for them, because some of the needs have switched because now it's virtual, but the needs for healing, the need for children to have an open mind, the need for educators to be patient and be loving, the need for administrators to be fair and equitable, the need for teachers to be lifted up and encouraged, that is still the same. So adopt a school in your area. I love you guys. I will be back around noontime to share more about the challenge, to share more about the call for speakers. I'll have the links for that. Again, if you want a red Pretty Hill shirt or white, black, navy blue Pretty Hill shirt or Handsomely Whole shirt, you can go over to the site, prettyhill.com, and you can get that. If you're looking for a speaker, if you're looking for someone to come and share a message to encourage your community, your tribe, your people, reach out to me. I am now open and taking I'm open for speaking this year. I'm open to be hired for speaking this year. So love you guys. Be blessed in Jesus' name.